Hi. I wanted to show you some of the issues around working with themes and tabs in WebDirect. They always work well in Pro, but in WebDirect you have to be a little careful with these tabs here, and let me show you what I mean. So this is the same layout in FileMaker Pro, and this is the dark theme for our calendar in WebDirect. And if you look at the same layout in the light theme, it looks like this, and you can see that the tabs look a little different. So let's go back to that dark theme here, and let me show you what I mean. So while this looks great here, when you first apply this to your file, it might look a little different, and I'll show you why. It's because we have some objects here, in particular this tab, that diverge from the theme. You can see the theme has unsaved changes here. This little red dot means the theme's got some unsaved changes. So if we were to save that, save changes to theme, now it'll continue to look good in Pro, but in WebDirect, it's going to look a little funky, and let me just get this thing out of here. There we go. Let me show you what it'll look like in WebDirect. We're just going to refresh, and you'll see that the tab kind of no longer looks the way it looks in Pro. There we go. And the reason, obviously, is that there's a different CSS interpreter in WebDirect than there is in Pro, and normally those differences aren't that big a deal, but when it comes to tabs, they're a big deal. And some themes just behave like this. But fortunately, it's pretty easy to fix. Or at least to work around. So here's the workaround. So we drop in a layout mode and we just make any change. You can see it's still, you still have all the information here in Pro. But we just make any change so that the style changes. So I'm just going to darken this up just a hair. Great. And as soon as this goes red, we save the change to the current style, but we don't save it to the theme. And then I'm just going to make a change to the inactive version. I'm just going to brighten this up a hair. And then again, save that to the current style, but don't save it to the theme. And enter browse mode, and you'll see it still looks good here. But now it also looks good in WebDirect. So this is how we ship the file, but of course when you apply the theme, you apply the theme as saved, and this tab, which diverges from the theme a little bit, doesn't come over. So if you see the tab looking wrong, to recap, just make the changes that you want in layout mode, save the changes to the style, but do not save the changes to the theme, and your layout will continue to look great. A little frustrating that we can't just apply a theme to our entire solution and have it change. There are a bunch of little things you probably want to do by hand when you change the theme. Another thing I might want to do by hand is swap out some of these graphics. If I drop over to our kind of graphics holder layout, get rid of this. You can see that we've got white versions of some of these graphics and some alternate color versions of some of these graphics that I might use in certain layouts. So while the theme will get us a long way towards changing the way things look, we can't use it for everything. And in particular, if you see your tabs looking funky, come back to this video and remember that it's a pretty easy fix.
Even if sometimes you can't save that change to the theme, or even can't save that change to the style itself. Sometimes you just have to change the appearance in layout mode and skip the theming and styling. That means you have to make the same change on a bunch of different layouts, but sometimes that's the only way to get things to look the way you want in WebDirect. Thanks.